If you've been following Tesla stock for a while now, you probably have heard of John Engle, a long-term Tesla bear that's been writing a crap ton online. With Tesla's Autonomy Investor Day happening on April 22nd, 2019, he's obviously going to write something negative since he's currently shorting Tesla. Today, we're just going to be taking a shallow dive at this guy's latest article and see if he's providing any valid points or is he just writing another article to benefit himself since he's shorting Tesla. Before we start, let's just take a look at TipRank to see how John Engle is performing so we can know how credible he is. Alright, so we're just going to be taking a look at the positions he has put a lot of thoughts into other than Tesla. So basically that means stocks with more than 2 ratings. Alright, so ADMP, oh my god, look at this shit. DVAX, holy crap. So if you listen to this guy on the stock, you're basically lost half of your money already. SGYPQ. Yo, what the fuck is this guy? Negative 79%. I think that's the highest loss I've actually seen on TipRank so far. Legit, he's so good at predicting the top and bottom, but he kind of reversed the actions on what he should be doing when he's at the top or at the bottom. PGNX, oh Jesus Christ. Alright, from the homework we did, we found that on the 5 stocks he heavily invests his time in, he had an average rate of return of negative 39% over the course of 2 years. Oh nice, I think he beats David Einhorn of Greenlight Capital. But then again, David lost 34% in 1 year, so David might still come up on top if you give him another year, if he continues to short Tesla. Okay, now let's take a look at the positions he has on Tesla. Pretty nice actually, but I mean, at this point I think he's pretty much guessing. Like, just look at him plucking his sell ratings everywhere, perfectly predicting both the bottom and the top. But yeah, if for a few years now Tesla's been quite volatile, it has been oscillating between 260s and 370s many times, and each smaller movement has been at least over 16% of change. So for someone who claims to be an expert and had done so much research on Tesla, only achieving 13.6% ROI over 2 years is quite incredible actually. But hey, you gotta give this man some credit. At least he didn't lose money on this time. I mean, I'm not an expert myself, but you can decide who's more credible. And yes, I'm having a bad month though. That's why we're starting this channel, so I can get some of my money back. Anyways, after checking the credibility of this John Engle guy on TipRank, I don't know if there's even a need to see what this guy has to say, but we're gonna waste our time anyways, so you guys don't have to waste your time. The title is Tesla's Outlandish Claims Threaten the Future of Self-Driving Cars. Well, right off the bat, I feel like he would be the type of person that would write an article named Tesla's Outlandish Claims Threatens the Future of EVs, back in the days when Tesla just went IPO. But hey, I fail to see how Tesla, even if they screw up, can threaten the future of all self-driving cars. It's a bit intriguing, and if there are any John Engles out there, I hope you can enlighten me on this. So first big point on this article. Tesla has no lead in driverless technology, and apparently this guy, who's not even remotely close to being an engineer of any sort, is claiming that Tesla's approach is fundamentally flawed. He also referenced an article he wrote himself earlier to back this up, but we won't fully get into it because it's just a waste of time. He basically starts the article saying how Tesla tends to be long on promises and short on delivery. Now let's just pause on that for a moment. Has he never driven a Tesla before? Does he not see the Teslas on the road? You remember back in the days when all the so-called automobile experts, industry experts, said it's just impossible to make a compelling electric EV? But hey, guess what? Tesla succeeded, and now it's one of the best-selling vehicles. And there's not a car in the market that can match the performance of a Tesla. Unless you're willing to sell your house and then get like one of those supercars. But instead, I guess John Engle likes to focus on things like whether Elon's nailing those timelines rather than what Elon has accomplished, which in my mind is just ridiculous. Okay, then he brought up the Navigant research, and apparently GM and Ford are in the lead. Yes, you heard it right, GM and Ford. Holy crap, like Ford and GM are so behind on electric cars, and I really find it hard to believe that those companies that were so fixated in their old-fashioned ways are now in the leading edge in autonomous vehicles. Let's forget about how GM and Ford are big business clients of this consulting firm. The list of criteria itself is just so ridiculous. We will dedicate a special episode in the future to roast this report, but for now I just want to say, from experience, Tesla's at least better than Mercedes, which is apparently one of the leaders in FSD by Navigant Research. I have a Model S and my family has a Mercedes GLE 400 Coupe 2018 version. Performance aside, the Model S actually show you on the screen that it recognizes where your car is in the lane and the vehicles around you. And its autopilot experience is really smooth. As for our GLE 400, my family also paid for the premium package, which also includes this adaptive cruise control feature, which is like autopilot. And when I turn it on the highway, it moves from side to side of the lane, bouncing like a ping pong ball. Legit, it feels like living my life on the edge when I have it on, because I don't know at what moment it's going to bounce out of the lane. So yeah, I'm no expert, but I think Tesla's at least vastly ahead of Mercedes. We'll also do a video in the future comparing these two cars for you guys to see. On to the next point. Competitors have held their tongues. Apparently, industry competitors had held their tongues in John Engle's perspective because they don't want to be seen as attacking Tesla for competitive reasons. Well, you have to be really naive to believe this. A more likely reason would be they actually don't know what the fuck is going on, but they do know that Tesla's more ahead, and that Tesla has all the hardware installed in their vehicles already past the 2016 versions, and their softwares are improving exponentially. As soon as the softwares are ready, they can be updated to the vehicles via an over-the-air update. But yeah, hey, remember the days when these competitors were trash-talking Tesla and electric vehicles in general? They haven't been quiet at all. Do you live under a rock or something? But in case you are, we will be making another episode for you to recap how vocal those competitors have been, and how Tesla just managed to prove them wrong over and over again. So yeah, remember to subscribe for those videos. Next point on John Engle's article. More complex than you think. Yeah, John, it's more complex than you think, buddy. Ever heard of SpaceX? Elon is using LiDAR for those rockets to navigate in space and parking them at the International Space Station. You think you or most of the other car companies know more about LiDAR than he does? John goes to talk about how other companies say it's impossible for FSD to be complete as early as Tesla claims to be. But for this, I just want to say, just like how other companies say it's impossible to make good EVs or reusable rockets, Elon proved all those people wrong. And he certainly doesn't mind proving those people wrong again. Lastly, John, if you're watching this, as well as other companies that are claiming what Tesla's doing is impossible, I just want to leave you with this. Don't measure what other people are capable of with how limited your capabilities are. Not everyone's like you. Oh, and before we end this video, since I read this article on Yahoo Finance, let's just see what the reactions were.
No.
Ouch.